Well, hello everyone. It's Cassandra Williamson, and I am way up in this little holler, this little place called Narrows Branch. It's in Hardy, and like I said, these places are beautiful around here. They're actually, surprisingly, in my opinion, because it was all dingy and gray when I was growing up around here. I don't know why it's fuzzy right now either. My lens are messing up a little bit. Okay, no. So anyway, I think what it is, I've got stuff that's close also. So anyway, I'm up in Narrows Branch, and I'm coming out now. I just dropped off some stuff, and geez, I'll go slowly out of here. But I'm about 3 miles up in Narrows Branch, and some nice places up in here, folks. Some nice places altogether. You know, it is narrow. But the thing is, I love the way everything is just so green, and it's not the dingy green either. I remember growing up that it was all kind of a dingy, dusty, dirty kind of greenish color, and I really didn't like a whole lot about it. But my goodness, it's vibrant now. It's, I don't know. I don't know what causes that difference or that distinction, but hey, that's the way it works, huh? So here I am, way up in Narrows Branch, and near Hardy, Kentucky, and Pike County, Kentucky, and just slowly meandering back out of Narrows Branch. Wow. I know what you're seeing is just a little bit of it, but all around the mountains are just right there, 25 feet to my right, and I guess 200 or 300 feet over that way. Got to stop for some traffic. This, like I said, this is a narrow road, so you kind of have to, if you're close to the turnoff spot on your side of the road, you get off. And if not, they get off. It requires a degree of respect. You can't do this. You can't drive around here like you do in New York City. New York City, you're going, yeah, get out of my way, get out of my way, honk, honk, honk. Been there, done that. Yep. So, this is just it's gorgeous around here. Just look at this. Now, yeah, there's some places that are not so good, but that's fine too. That's fine too. The people living in those places are just as much Americans and people deserving of respect as anyone else. And that's the whole point, right? Just respect each other and take care of each other, and be there when they need you. That kind of thing. So, I got to pull off again. Let me see where I can get off the road at here. Oh, they're going to get off into the driveway. So, yeah, got that. So just look at this going down through here. I'm just going to let it go, and I'm going back to my brother's house right now. I've got to get ready. Look at that view you can look at right there. This is idyllic, actually. Going by Clyde Hawkins Drive. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Not quite sure what it was. I think when I was growing up, it was like I was in a hurry to get away, to get out of here. I had my sights set on getting away from the moment I entered high school, probably even before then, long before then, in grade school, elementary school. I was preparing to leave all along the way, studying everything. I remember someone asking me in high school one time. I was at Belfry High. I was going down the steps, and they were coming up, and they stopped and said, "So what do you want to be when you get out of here?" And I remember telling them, I said I wanted to be an astrophysicist. And then they looked at me like, "What is that?" I'm letting the car by right at the moment. so they don't hold up traffic because I'm going slower than a lot of people. But that happened a lot because the stuff I was interested in was, well, there weren't too many people who were interested in it back in the day. Stuff like that. I was just interested in the math, and the sciences, and I read an awful lot of science fiction, did electronic stuff. I just did all kinds of stuff, but I was in a hurry to get away. And as soon as I had the chance after graduation, I mean, within a month, I was in Great Lakes at the Naval Training Command up there. So here I am going out of Narrows Branch, and it looks like everything's just really. I mean, in on the phone, on my recording, it looks like it's kind of flatter than it is. But uh, these mountains actually go up quickly, and they go up and up. I think the elevation above sea level on average is probably about 650 feet above sea level here. So a 1,000-foot wave would reach all the way into here after it smashed into some of these mountains. A rogue wave from out there in the Atlantic Ocean. But look, this is really pretty here. One of the big attractions now happens to be the ATV trail system that's around here, the four-wheel vehicles that are all over the place around here. You don't see any up in here, but there are trails all over these hills now. There are rental cabins all over the place. People are coming in here to spend some times out in the wild, and they'll rent a cabin somewhere. And I mean, they're all over the place around here in Pike County, Kentucky, where I'm located right now. Over in Mingo County, West Virginia, the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System is here, and people use it a lot, which is great. The coal industry has let up quite a bit. There's only one operating coal mine that's near me, where I am right now. There's just one that's near here, and there used to be. I mean, you could go up any of these hollers, any of these roads around through here, and you could find a mine just going into the side of the hill, a truck mine. They'd haul the coal out and take it to a preparation plant, usually one 10 or 12 miles away. Sometimes go on down the river with it, down Tug River, down to Big Sandy River, down that way towards the Ohio River. So it's changed a lot. They've really mined most of the coal out around here. There's still a lot of coal here, by the way, but it's the stuff that's left holding the mountains up. And then there's layers of coal. I mean, it's not that there's one seam and everybody just goes into that one, but there are layers of coal. You have some that's one at one level, and then 20 feet above that's another one, and 30 or 40 feet above that's another one, and all over the place. Go under the rivers, and jeez, it's all over, everywhere around here. There used to be coal mines, but they've mined it out to the point where if they took anything else out, the land would collapse 100 feet down. Probably not that much, but 50 feet, 25, 50 feet, something like that, because it would just go collapse like a stack of blocks, drop down. So yeah, I mean it's vastly different now. As I spent a lot of time out working with my dad on the weekends while I was in high school. I'd go out and help his his welding and construction business, help him with that, and that was really I really hated doing it, but I got paid for it. I mean, he paid us for it when he would go out and help. Sometimes he would if he had the money, but and I'd spend it all on lab equipment like test tubes, beakers, chemicals, Bunsen burners. My room at their home at Fort Sills, it was a lab. It was. We had books. I had books and all kinds of equipment, a round desk, curved desk, and tiered desk, and it was all over the place. So here is the mouth of Narrows Branch. Now I'm turning up Hardy, and I'm going to go by Hardy Park. And you get to see it. The Hardy Park is still here. There's baseball diamonds here. Hatfield McCoy Trail System um, bathrooms and stuff like that all over the place here. Got tennis courts up here and a swimming pool and all of this. So this is the Hardy Park area that a lot of people use this thing. So you got the branch office, station number 3 for the Belfry Volunteer Fire Department, and then you got tennis courts. And this first one here was just recently built. I don't know what that is though. It's made a little different. Anyway, you got the second one right there. But I'm going up through Hardy toward Mud Lick Road, where my brother Gideon, mom, and sister live. And I mean, as you can see, that it looks in the image in the recording that you're looking at right now. It You would think that it's kind of low and flat, but these mountains aren't. They're not. They are not the Rocky Mountains for sure. They're the Appalachian Mountains here, and the Appalachian Mountains are a lot older than the Rocky Mountains. So much older that they've been washed down a lot from their height. Because they used to be pretty tall mountains here, but it got washed out. Got washed out, washed by wind and rain and submersion under lots of water, and then going over and doing it all again. There's the coal mine, by the way, is up through here to the left. That's the only one that's around here, right here, that I've seen anyway. All the other ones are. I mean, there's a couple that's over towards Phelps, but it's quite a bit different. Getting ready to turn up to Mud Lick, so we'll go up Mud Lick as well. And the person right here, they right to my right, they're going to vote. They back in November they had signs up that says I'm voting for the felon. I wouldn't expect anything less, because they all did. It's fine too. It's fine too. So I'm going up in Mud Lick right now, folks. This is the entrance to it, the first part of Mud Lick, and I'm just going up this road slowly. It's about 2 miles up through here. Um, I'll go all the way up to where the pavement ends and then turn back around, because you can't go any further. I mean, I can't get my car up through there. There's no way. I wouldn't dare take this Mini Cooper up in there. There wouldn't be anything left under the bottom. It would. I'd get hung up on something and sit there rocking back and forth like a seesaw. Bumps are so rough above the end of the pavement. So this is Mud Lick, and you can see it's really pretty up in here with all the trees and the landscaped yards and houses all over the place. There's Rife Auto if you need auto repair. Come up to Rife Auto up here; they can take care of you. And let me see. There's another little Mini Cooper, but it's been banged up on the passenger side front quarter panel. Oh, got to get over. Here's someone coming out of the highway, out of the road, not the highway. This is a barely 1-lane road. And you can see the mountain is right here beside us on the left. And over on that side, you got the other mountain that's not too far away. And the road just kind of winds your way up through you. And you have to kind of be cautious, because you have to be thinking ahead. You have to be present. Let's put it that way. You've got to be present driving around here. And by that I mean, you really have to be focused on that, because you can't really always see what's coming toward you on these 1-lane roads. So you have to kind of be prepared for that and anticipate it. You got to be looking ahead. I had a friend come in from New York, I guess it's a year and a half ago, and she couldn't back up here. It was snowy, so she was in a rental car, and so I just had to kind of back it up for her. I kind of got frustrated, I think, because she's from New York City, from Staten Island, Flew in Charleston, West Virginia, came up here to talk business, and riding around. Yeah, yeah, that was an experience. And the snow on the road, on a one-lane road, and the ditches on the side of this road, you don't want to get off the pavement. You want to stay on the pavement because if you get off of the pavement, you will have to have a wrecker pull you out of that ditch. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time. Now this right here is a treacherous little curve because you can't see around it or the next one beside it. But yeah, I mean this is Mud Lick Road now. So we went from Nares Branch up and way up in Nares Branch to way down here and up in this one. Somebody's out weed eating their big long fence line. This is the slowest I've gone up this road in a long time. Probably shouldn't say that on here, but hey, one thing you'll find up through here are a lot of veterans. These veterans, just about every one of them would have voted for Trump um, because that's what all their friends are doing. There's a little apartment building right there, way up in here, mile and a half probably up in Mud Lake. Winding around, winding around. These roads just go. I mean, they go all over the places. This hollow does. I mean, it's long. It's long. At one time, the people who owned most of this were the Hatfields, the Hatfield family. They owned this, and across the mountain to the left. They owned a lot of it. A lot of it. Sure did. So let me see. I mean, this is so pretty right here, like this right here. You got trees that are falling down across the creek, and it's just natural. It just feels good to be in here. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually love being in the city too. I mean, I could live in New York City or Chicago or I don't know about Miami. I probably could, but I have to learn a lot of Spanish. Literally, really, really would have to. But I could live in San Francisco. I've been there, loved it. It's a beautiful place. L.A., beautiful place too. Seattle, all those big cities around the country, um, all across the country. In every state, there's something pretty. Maine is beautiful too, with all the pine trees. Whew. The VA facility in Maine there is it's got a long, long evergreen lined, very tall evergreen lined entrance road. That's long, goes in towards the campus. Beautiful, beautiful. But this is something else to me. It's just, I mean, I'm shocked. I'm really surprised at what it looks like here. So right now I'm getting ready to go by my brother's home. It's over here on the right right side. But I'm gonna go on up the road and turn around up in here and come back down and just show you what else is up in this place. See, we don't live. My brother's house is not very far from the end of the pavement. There's only one, two, three houses above him up this holler, but it goes for a mile beyond the end of the pavement at least. That's what he says anyway. I have nothing there. Oh, oh, bumpy. So here we are at the end of the pavement. I'm going to go up here and turn around. Um, there's stuff up in there. Mike, one of the people lives down the road down here. He owns a lot of the land up through there. And here we are, folks, at the end of the pavement of Mud Lick. And this is the end of the road. Let me see if that dog shows up in the picture. I don't know if I can get the doggy or not because it's kind of down by the road. No, not sure I can. There it is. There you are. Whoa, 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 whoa. get out of the way, dog. I don't want to hurt you. So here we are. That was the end. And like I said, that was the end of the pavement, and it goes for at least a mile beyond that. And I will not take this car up in there. There's just no way. So anyway, like I said, it's really pretty up in here, and getting ready to pull into my brother's home down here. I stay there because I'm a live-in kind of caregiver for them. I get buzzed every night, buzzed as in hit the button, and I get buzzed for it. Really. So swinging around and then to my brother's home. Here we are. I'm just going to park in head first. Usually I park and back up, but I don't want to do that today. Okay, y'all. That was the tour from Narrows Branch, the head of Narrows Branch, all the way up to the head of Mud Lick. And as I said, it's pretty around here. Finally put that pole in back there with the flag on it yesterday for my brother. Got that in. And it's good. Everything's good. All right. Talk to y'all later.